grow up in poverty, you know, like, yeah, it's America and everybody has a chance and all that, right? There's only so many slots for rich people. There's only so much money to you know.
It's still pain there. Or
There was a lot of pain there. Other things that kept me from ever starting bodybuilding kind of came to at art school, because I couldn't even go. You know, I was up against a whole lot of. It just so out of the blue. I didn't have enough in me to like. No, like it was so like, how could she even say that out loud? Sisters, I could have retreated. And denied it.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to the page. We just got done an interview with Brian Dennis. It's about to come out soon. That's it.
And that literally, like, Broadway decimated, the dance scene decimated. I mean, nightclubs, but also performing art, because they're all gay guys, you know. And the opera was like, all of a sudden there's no men there because they're all dead or dying, you know. And it was really transformative for the gay community in that. Yeah, there was like political movements and, you know, gay liberation, all that, and pride.
More into it. First, we'll just start off. Who is Brian Dennis? What do Brian Dennis do?
Who is Brian Dennis? I am a 64-year-old gay bodybuilding artist, guy. Yeah. Was literally like a little kid, and I saw two gymnasts in a backyard. They were like high school kids doing, I don't know, dude, I don't even know what they were doing, right? But I saw them and I was like, that's who I was. It wasn't like, oh boy, I want to grow up to be like them. It's like, that's who I was. Like, I just clicked, you know, the whole physicality thing clicked. And how they looked because of what they were doing clicked. Yeah, it was a really...
What age was that?
Oh God, it was like four or something, 3 or 4. It was literally one of my earliest memories. These two guys, and I think they were really just like horsing around in a backyard. But to me, it was like,
bigger.
Who could do that? Wow, you could do that, and yeah, it all just made sense to me, in a real powerful way.
So, how did you first get into weightlifting and all that? How old were you?
55, 56. So I've been kind of a fitness freak since I was like 38. A fitness enthusiast. You know, love swimming and running and spinning and group exercises but I never went into the weight room. That was like forbidden territory. That was...
How old were you when you say you got into the weight room?
57. Yeah, 57.
Okay, so it was real late when you really got into bodybuilding. Why is that?
I didn't feel like I belonged. Even to say that I wanted to bodybuild was felt forbidden. that I was going into territory that that was beyond me.
Are you religious in any way?
No. I mean, I'm full of awe. The universe fills me with awe, but I'm not smart enough to figure out how it happened or why it happened. But I appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah.
So I always remember seeing you in the gym in the Wise.
Yeah.
Just this jackass old head. If not reference old head, that's like I was saying in the question. That's a Philly slang. So I wanted to get more into that, and I always seen you with a book in hand and always docking down what you doing, and always knowing what you're doing and going to specific equipment and doing specific workouts. Why is that?
Well, I work with a coach, Nick Deacon, and so he gives me the program. You know, we talk about it, and this is what we're working on during this period of time, right? So he gives me the program, and the thing with bodybuilding is it's very repetitive, and I'm built for that.
Yeah,
I can do this, you know, like he says we're going to a new program. I'm like, really? Now? Why? It's only been a couple of months. And yeah. So the notebook, I don't remember things, you know, and so I have the notebook. It has the program in it, and I don't remember what I did last week. So I can page back and be like, oh, okay, this is the weight I use on this, or that's what I used last week, so I'm going to do this week, you know. But I've tried to rely on my memory. Yeah.
So would you say actually having a notebook make working out basically better, more rewarding, or
more organized? Like you're not relying on how you feel or what you want to do or don't want to do. It's like, here, this is the program. This is what I've committed myself to doing. You know, and there's a path there and an arc that I'm always after that arc. Like, you know, whenever I start a program, first week or two, it's just learning the motions and how it's organized and everything. And then I start increasing the load, paying attention to the tempo that I'm working at. And just start increasing that and really honing that in.
So going into that, what drives your passion for bodybuilding?
So much. I've always liked it. But it's the thing that you can always be better. You know, you can always be better, and I would hate to not take the opportunity to try. You know, you can go in and you can just dial in a workout, right? But at the end, it's just like, yeah, big deal. I showed up. I kind of walked around the gym, blah, blah, blah. I'd much rather put the work in, you know, and that work feels like it's respecting my promise to myself that I would try. You know, yeah. And not even my promise, but my aspiration. Yeah.
No, fact. So let's rewind back a little bit and go to your 20s. Between your 20s and your 25s, what was that Brian Dennis like? What was your passion, your dreams, and the why you didn't get into bodybuilding, or what was your direction around that time?
The real is I was a mess. It was a mess.
It sound like my fault to cut you off, but it sound like it's still pain there, or
there was a lot of pain there. A lot of the things that kept me from ever starting bodybuilding kind of came to a just the whole thing just fell apart. I flunked out of art school because I couldn't even go. You know, I was up against a whole lot of mental health issues. I was depressed and anxious, and in a really, really bad place. So I had to get my head together first. So that 21-year-old, 21 through 25, really put a lot of work in. And then I met Keith, and we decided to collectively, both of us, we would work on our art careers. And that's when everything started making sense. You know, everything started getting better. You know, because of him, because of our decisions and our commitment to our artwork. Yeah.
So go more into your artwork. What is that exactly?
So I do collages. Well, I've always been in high school. I did tons of theater. I painted sets and lighting and everything. And if you knew me back then, you would have thought that's what I would go into. And I had dropped out of high school and kind of had a breakdown or whatever, and finally pulled it together to go to art school. I decided I didn't want to do theater, wanted to go to art school, and I was too nervous to even go into the studios.